guys, I must mention that Lusaka is super cold, but we still have to continue and do the work. I'm super excited about my guest today. Welcome to Getting Candid with me, your girl Helen. My guest today is one of the people that I respect. He's very creative. When you look at his music, creative. TV productions, creative. I'm talking about Antonio the Yellow Dove. Also, he calls himself God's favorite rapper. He's here. Let's get chatting with Antonio on the other side. Welcome back. I mentioned that I'll be chatting with Antonio the Yellow Dove, God's favorite rapper. But what is the Yellow Dove like?
You evolve in life, you know.
Antonio, Yellow Dove, where did that come from?
Yellow Dove actually was Uncle Mishek's stage name. Uncle Mishek is the one that introduced me to hip-hop music.
Okay.
So I took it up after he passed on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you know what he meant?
Yeah, for him it was about always doing things in a unique way.
Okay.
So he decided to call himself something that, you know, people have never perceived before.
Nice.
You know, so I took up that as well because I feel like I love to be outside the box oftentimes.
You do.
Yeah.
For me, I think in my introduction, I actually mentioned to say you're one of the creative people that I know. Is it TV shows? You're good.
Appreciate it.
We're always expecting something crazy, funny, but that's what we like.
Appreciate it.
Music, yes. What can we say? Okay, so Antonio, you call yourself the Prince of Kabwata. Were you born and bred in Kabwata?
No. Part of my childhood was in Makeni, like from grade 1 to grade 5. Then I did a bit of Chilenje. It's when I went to Kabwata that I started defining myself. Like, you know, you're by Kabwata market and they're doing a street battle on Boom. They're doing freestyles on this detergent paste. You go there and, you know, you're excited about this rap music.
Yeah.
So Kabwata is a place that sort of defined my love for poetry, my love for hip hop. So I have so much love and I'm back there now. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay there forever?
Well.
Because right now the people of Kabwata are like, we have a representative,
Yeah.
we have somebody,
Yeah.
so you're gonna betray them if you move out.
Yeah, I mean, Biflo still represents Kabwe, so you don't need to live in a place to represent it.
Clever.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Alrighty, so Antonio, you're an only child. Are you spoiled?
I wish I was.
How come?
Because like I've got friends who are only kids, like you know, they're the only ones in their family, and you see the way they're treated, and then you're like, why never mommy not that this one and you know what I mean? But you know, at an early age, I learned how to fend for myself.
Okay.
I'm the type that, you know, got my first phone. You know, you got my own clothes. Started working at an early age. Would go home and get them something.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe balancing life with cousins and uncles sort of helped the balance of not getting spoiled.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wish I was spoiled. It's not a bad
No.
idea.
So, Antonio, when I read your book, you wrote a book. How many? 2 years ago now, right?
Yes, it's 2 years old.
Congratulations to you.
Appreciate it.
Planning on writing another one?
Yes, I'm actually writing another one called Better Than Sex.
I'm gonna ask about
Yeah.
that.
You wanna drink your tea on that?
Yes, I wanna know because firstly, Better Than Sex, your song already had issues with some Christians, and if that's right. But I'm going to ask. But firstly, I read in your book that your childhood. I would think you're an only child. Everything was going well in your life because sometimes you think like if you have a lot of siblings, you think your parents probably would have provided more for you if you didn't have other siblings. But you were an only child, and you mentioned you were independent. But your book, you said at age 11 you had a discovery. Can you just tell us about that? That kind of changed your life, or how you looked at your dad?
Yeah, I mean it's something that we've talked about with my dad. When I was 11 years old, I discovered that my dad once rejected me. Yeah, and when I was still in the womb, so there was that rejection going on between, you know, mom and dad. And when I found out about it, like, you know what I mean? It sort of started growing some bitterness within me towards him. And then you'd connect it to anything, even when he's just disciplining you and you've just, you know, visited maybe for a holiday, you start connecting, no wonder he rejected me. You know, start seeing things from a rejection point of view. And it was only until I was much older, I thought I had dealt with it, you know, but it was only when I was much older that I realized that, you know what, even if he accepted me back as his child, it was still eating me up, and I needed to just fully forgive him and, you know, applaud him for the fact that even though he had rejected me when I was in my mother's womb, he came back to his senses much later and accepted me and accepted mom. And I had to let go, and our relationship sort of became better after that, because I noticed, you know, as an elderly person, yes, you're a believer, but even the way you chat with your dad is a bit different. Even when he's opening up to you, you are answering him in such a way that shows that you're shutting him away from your life and whatever it is that you want to do. And so when I let go and I forgave him, and, you know, we're good, you know, our relationship got better, we chat about stuff, and yeah, we're good now.
So right now your relationship is good?
It's better than before the forgiveness.
Okay. How do you think that affected your decision? Did it affect your decisions in life in any way? How you make decisions? Because you are holding something and it's eating you up.
True.
How did you think you made certain decisions in life just because of what you were holding on to?
Yeah, I think so. And some of these things, we don't realize that they're affecting us. You think you're good, like, you know what I mean? But when you reflect on it, you'll be like, no, I'm not okay. I need to really fully let go. And I always tell youths out there that, you know, have got a grudge against their mom, or they were once hurt, or they were once abandoned, to really deal with it, because we think we have things under control. But you'll be shocked that when you do some soul searching, you've made some very bad decisions because of what you've been holding on to. Forgiveness is not for you. It's not only for the other person. It's also for you.
Okay, so you've grown. You've seen life. Would you go back and say, maybe I should understand what my dad was, why he did what he did? Would you say you understand, or it's just something that you don't want to understand? It happened.
Yeah, I mean, he himself admitted it was a mistake. So I think it taught me that being a man is not about perfection. Being a man is about being honest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest lessons I got from my dad. So he made that mistake and he admitted and made up, you know, for it. And so for me, that's what it's taught me. It's better I come clean. Even in my music, if you listen to most of my songs, you find that there's a lot of truth in I don't try to come out as perfect, because nobody is. And I think that's what being a man is. I've made this mistake. I'm sorry, let's move on.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll still continue chatting on the other side. I'm still with Antonio. Don't leave the channel. Welcome back. Antonio, we take a break from the questions and the interview to play a game, right?
Sure, hit me.
Okay, so the game is called getting candied or getting sour. So you can get
my doctor warned me against lemon, but hey, let's do this.
Okay, so Antonio, there was a time on your show, The Gospel Cruise, you kept bringing Lydia and you proposed to her on TV, whether that was a real proposal or whatever, we don't know. But did you guys, after all those shows, the series of shows having her on, did you ever go on a date?
Wait, how does this work again?
If you don't want to answer, you have to get sour.
No, we never went on any date.
So it was just OT?
It was just fun.
A lot of people actually thought you guys were...
I've got a rule. I don't date artists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, we'll ask that. Have you ever lied just to get something, like to get your music out there? Have you ever written, because you write a lot of true stuff. Have you ever lied to sell your music?
No.
It's always been clean.
It's like,
you're a Christian. You don't have to.
Why even lie? Like, you know, like there's just, like when you unveil my life, there's so much to write about. Like there's no need to lie.
Okay, so you don't date artists, but you date fashion designers?
It depends which fashion designer you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've never dated an artist before. Okay. I almost dated a fashion designer. Yeah, but it didn't work out.
Okay, let's get back to the actual questions.
Okay.
So you haven't gotten sour?
Yeah, see? Yeah.
I hope you're not lying.
Hope my doctor is happy.
We're thinking you're a Christian, you're not supposed to lie about anything.
Nah, I got nothing to hide.
Okay, so you talked about not dating an artist. There were strong rumors that you and Debbie the artist, the fashion designer, that you had a relationship with her?
No, I was just helping her out with her music. Yeah, it's a rule for me. I've never dated an artist. And
Why is that?
It's just one of those things where you, because first of all, there's this big thing in the media where, like, a person like me who's done TV and radio for a long time would want to give an impression on a female artist that when you date me, I'll push your music and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's the same as you're a class prefect of a certain class in school, and you're dating a pupil from that class because she doesn't want to get punished. So at an early age, that developed that no, you don't do that because it compromises your work. You know, so you'll be, if I date an artist, she'll be on the gospel cruise every weekend, you know, that kind of a thing. Yeah, so I just told myself, no, this is work, let's keep it professional. So I've never, maybe, you know.
Have you ever introduced a girl to your mom?
No, but I'm about to.
Oh, so you're currently dating?
Yeah.
Marriage is close for you to introduce to, what, for you, when do you decide to introduce a girl to your mother?
Well, it's not a deliberate thing that I waited. It's just, you know, sometimes you want to introduce, but then things don't work out, you know what I mean? So it just happened organically.
So when you're sure about somebody, then you introduce. So are you sure? So we're looking at marriage here. You're gonna marry her?
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, nice. You've heard it. Now, my friends that were single and hoping Yellow Dove.
I got friends who are single.
But they want
I
the
can
Yellow
hook you
Dove.
up.
Okay, Antonio. Here's the thing. In your book, again, I'll refer to your book. I'll say it. You are very creative. You are university graduates. Then in your book, you say, once upon a time, you were not doing well in school. What happened? Where did the miracle happen for you to be who you are today?
Yeah, it was so bad that even mathematics, reading numbers, trying to assimilate figures was so hard. Let me put it this way, I was down. Yeah, I was down. It's only when I decided to apply myself, I decided to put effort that I managed to learn how to read. I learned very late in life. You know, like pretty much all your peers in class can read, they can assimilate numbers and do all these things, but for me it was really hard. And so having passed through that stage, even when kids like in my hood come and say, and they're failing to get it, like I get them. I was there once, you know what I mean? Like there's no person who's down, you just need to apply yourself.
Yeah, so there's no need, you know, sometimes people go for prayers.
Yeah.
You're a Christian, you're a painter. Do you think they just need prayers can't work? Like
the Bible says that you have the mind of Christ.
Yeah.
So and for me that's what really helped, like confessing such things. So all those things come together really do help, because I feel like it's the enemy's job to instill fear in kids, to say, you know what I mean? And the words of people. But when you begin to say, no, I've got the mind of Christ, I'm actually intelligent, I'm wise, I've got God in me, those things really help. But you need to apply yourself also.
Cool. Then at some point in your life, you started having episodes that you would not even understand. How did it start? Do you remember the first?
It started at the University of Zambia. It was the same day that we buried Augustine Lungu. I don't know if you recall that day. Yeah, that's the first time I had.
Which year was that?
That was 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, just about the time when What Would Jesus Do If He Came to Zambia was really popular, getting popular. Yeah, I had my first episode of mental illness, and that propelled to a whole year of having mental illness breakdown and having lashing out at celebrities. I remember lashing out at people like K-Smash, like K, Movie TV Nathan. So I had a whole crazy period, if you like.
Do you remember the worst you actually had?
Yeah. The worst I had was, I don't know if you remember the artist Mel B.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, I had the interview on Joy FM. And with TDK, I remember that day very well. And I had one of the episodes. Can you imagine? I went on live radio and said that I had sex with Mel B.
Oh my God.
I said a lot of nasty stuff about her.
Did
then her related. No, I didn't. Like I said, I've never been with artists. And I think her relatives were listening, so they called us like, what is Yellow Dove saying on radio that he's had sex with you and you guys have done nasty stuff together? Like, is it true? Because she was quite young, so they were concerned, like, you know, what's going on? And then, she approached me about it. She was like, no, for me, I understand you're my friend, you're not okay, I understand, but can you stop going on media? Can you be home until you get well? And but I just really felt bad afterwards, because like a lot of other celebrities were listening to that interview. I remember KB sat me down as I was like, I listened to this interview, what's really going on with you? Are you okay? Because some people did not know I was sick. They thought it was pride. They thought because my album was stopping, What Would Jesus Do was on the charts, so I thought it was pride and mixed with cannabis, you know how it is. But it just really made me sad that I could hurt someone that deserved nothing but love.
Did you, after an episode when you're okay now, you get back to your senses, were you going through, like, were you thinking
block it out.
So,
I would block it out, So, it brought more problems. I remember there was even a time I thought I was the president of Zambia, and I stood up from my mom's place in Chilenge and started heading to State House. I crossed, you know, that place by the Arakan barracks where now you cross the road to literally go into State House. And they gun you down, you know that, right? So like I'm about to cross and I'm very determined that I'm going in, like I am the president as Yellow Dove of this country. I'm about to cross and then I receive a phone call from my mom. And then she says, where are you? You need to come home now. Then I turn back and go home. I look back and then I'm just like, man, that's God right there. Because there's so many instances that I could have been gone.
How do you think your mom, who was your strongest pillar during
Mom and dad. Mom and dad, because there were even friends in the industry that labeled me Christian artist. I won't mention names, but you know, that would even send me texts and say, we don't want to ever do ministry with you. We don't want you at our church. We don't like how you do things.
Sometimes we are like the worst.
Like, because the first thing you do when you see something wrong, you need to pray for the person, sit the person down. Or maybe even call a relative, say, is this person okay? But like I would receive judgmental texts. There's even a famous church in Lusaka, I won't mention the name, that banned me from concerts even after I got well. Said, this guy behaved like this. And they don't even know that I was sick. You know, for them, they just judged he's a sinner. You get the point? Because they witnessed one incident where I acted in a mental illness way. And so for me, I look at those friends in the industry now and, you know, those churches, and I forgive them because I've gained more from that experience than what I lost.
So, and I think for me, I'm imagining how the aftermath was now after you are okay now. How to get back to life now, back to normal. How was that?
Depression. Because I had lost everything. Remember when the What Would Jesus Do song was sticking? I got deals like from SA, I got deals from, so like I was about to be one of the biggest things in Africa after that. Like second album, sponsored videos, sponsored. But imagine you're going into the office of somebody who's about to sponsor you and just get on top of the table, start jumping up and down, start doing stupid things in their office, and then they're like, this is a drug addict, we can't deal with you, you know. So you literally lose out on all the deals, you lose out on friends. I had lost my scholarship from the university. I lost it all. Everything that defined me as Yellow Dove, everything that defined me as Antonio, I had lost all that. And I reached a point where I started thinking maybe it's better to just commit suicide and live. Because what is the point? Yes, I'm now okay, but every time I'm on the street, a kid is telling me, you know what I mean? And you don't know how to respond to that, like, no, you know, all the friends that you had in the industry, you've messed them up because you said one or two things that, you know, they didn't like, and they don't even want to pick up your phone. You know, and the people that you thought would pray with you are telling you don't want to work with you or mess with you or have you on the concert. So like for 2 years, I was not on stage. How can I put this? I was an outsider because of something that I did not decide to have. Like it just happened. You know, so I started blaming God. Like, why would you allow this at the time when my life was at the peak? I'm supposed to get what I worked hard for, and you allow such a thing to happen. So I went through a phase of depression. Like the whole year, I was just in the house, not going to church, not praying, not talking to people. You know, and until I reached the stage where I was like, you know what? This is rock bottom. Like you can't hit more bottom than this. It's either you get out of this or you commit suicide. And I came across a scripture. I remember there's a sermon I heard by Joe Austin from Isaiah 43 verse 18. that says, forget the former things. Do not dwell in the past. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? That scripture really hit me hard, you know. I was just like, forget the focus. For me, it was just about you know what I mean? It was just about the past. And then that moment I decided, you know what, let me just forget about all this and concentrate on serving God. And do you know what? The moment I just did that, even with the little faith, things started changing. I got back my scholarship to the university, deals started coming again, and that's why you have the song by Dobi Dobi. That's where that scripture comes from. I forget the former things and never dwell in the past, you know. And God just started doing his thing.
Nice. That's very encouraging. I don't know, because you know, when I was reading the book and I'm thinking, how do you get back from that? Because when you are in it, maybe it's
you don't.
Better. But after that,
you don't.
You are like, how am I going to face the world?
You don't get back from it. It's only God that brings you out of it.
That's strong. Your faith was, because you actually answered my next question, because I think at that point you start doubting God. You start questioning God. But it's good you still had faith and you are here today. We don't know what would have happened if you didn't do that.
Bigger deals, better friends. Bigger churches involved.
Ooh, let's talk music. Before we can talk about your latest, by the way, I love your latest song.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. But you mentioned Better Than Sex. Your next book, you're saying your next book will be Better Than Sex. That song already had Christians talking and saying, why should a Christian do such?
We don't love the truth.
You have named something else. What? You're going ahead and doing a book now.
I'm doing a book called Better Than Sex, and it's on addiction. You know, after my phase of mental illness, the depression, I turned to women and sex to find satisfaction and happiness and fulfillment, and that did not satisfy me at all. If anything, it left me more broken, and that's what addiction does. And a lot of people out there don't understand that, you know, maybe you're addicted to whatever it is that is leading you astray from God, and sometimes it's stuff that makes it look like what you're doing is okay because of the position you're in. You've been hurt, or this is the only thing that keeps a smile on your face. And so I decided, you know what, let me delve into it and talk about issues of addiction and hopefully help somebody out there. Because in as much as you're saying, which is true, that the church, some of the people arose against that song, but there were more youths in my inbox that were telling me they could relate. I had people coming clean to me and tell me, you know what, your intro to that song where you are in a doctor's office and they're telling you are sick, you know, for you it was just acting and you're doing the song, but me, I've been in that position and I was once taught that, you know, kids telling you I'm HIV positive, help me, I can relate to your song, you know. So when you start getting such responses, you know that this is beyond music, this is beyond some church elder being against the song, this is literally helping kids out there. And so I decided, you know what, let me put all that stuff I went through when it comes to addiction and how I came out and help somebody out there, and pay no attention to some religious person that says, no, it should be done like this. God has got no rules in how he does things. He'll use whatever experience and whichever way. And I feel like sex is a topic that the church needs to address. And if they don't address it, as the yellow dove, I will.
Nice. Okay, now let's talk about Cappelini. Beautiful song.
I'm excited about that song.
What inspired you to do that song?
First of all, the song was done a year back, like a week after Nalikwanda. But when we did it with my producer Izzy, I didn't like it. You know, I just told him, just pack it, let's work on other things. And he kept bugging me. A year passed. This is now June, you know, and so I decided to go back. We had final touches. When it came out, I still had like, I want this other song first. And I was like, no, let's put this. You know, and I've just learned from that experience that it's important to put people around you that know what has to be done. Because in your mind, you might think something is just solid and medium, but for them, they see something else. I mean, you put it out there, and in 2 days, the song did what Nalikwanda couldn't do, you know, and I'm just grateful that the support has been amazing, and we'll keep pushing.
Nice. Okay, let's just show a few seconds of that particular song.
yozi ya kucheche bakoma bakati pa usiku nangena nakana voyenda kunyumba nimvela monga chalo chini kunga kiko nileke and I'm feeling so broken Lord you said I'm your friend help me believe it feels like the end I look to the hills you are my help what's a disease
Welcome back. So we are about closing, Antonio. Are you releasing an album quickly?
No, for now just singles, then we see where it goes.
Nice. Okay, Antonio, you said you're learning how to dance.
Yeah.
What's the move?
For now, my teacher told me you need to. Why are you laughing?
Okay.
So you believe,
Yeah.
My teacher told me the first thing you need to learn, Antonio, is how to feel the music. Like you don't necessarily need to have a step, like go like this, go. Just feel the music, go with the flow, and enjoy. So that's where I'm
But
at.
everyone has got a favorite move.
Yeah, I feel the music. Play. I'll show you my favorite move.
What song are we playing?
I don't know.
Cappelini? Because it's your song, so I'm thinking.
Sure.
Is there a way we can play Cappelini? Someone playing Cappelini. Can you dance?
Yeah, I can if it's playing.
Okay, you know what?
This is where God saves me.
I was going to play my phone.
Okay.
But it's a bit far from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you believe.
I don't believe. I need to see you dance. I was told rappers don't dance.
And lean back.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for coming through.
I appreciate it. It's been an amazing interview.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty. So I've been chatting with Antonio the Yellow Dove. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I really hope you've been inspired. This story forever inspires me. From me, your girl Helen and the crew, it's bye-bye. We were chatting from the Outback Cafe.